So this jerking represents this, right? So I would use it in playing funk, and then I want to go free, because now my new band is called Free Funk, right? It's the freedom of Ornette Coleman, Sun Ra, and John Coltrane, and it's the funk of George Clinton, but I play with George Clinton. I'm his masseuse, so I can say I play funk. I played funk before I met George Clinton. He was doing doo-wop. You know, I was young. I backed up Stevie Wonder when I was 19, 18, right? So he was pretty funky. At the Wall Lake Casino, a record hop that we threw. You want to be a producer? Sometimes you got to make it happen. I want to be a producer. I'm building my garage into a studio, and Bob's helping it. How much do you want to be a producer? Enough to take all of your earnings and build your own studio? If you do, maybe Bob will go there and record with you. You see, if you don't, you might not have one. You might be waiting for someone to hire you. We made a hit record with Blues from the Rainforest, Merle Saunders, Jerry Garcia. I was playing in Cass Quarter at a funky little club. You know, not even, Elvin's is a nice club. I play there a lot. I mean, one of the real small little clubs. You know, twice the size of this. And Wojo comes walking in there, because he was the brother of the girl that I was playing with. And he's from Barney Miller, and I go to California, says, call me, I know someone you should play with, Merle Saunders. So I chased Merle for 2 years, and trying to talk him into a concept. And finally, I made an album where I sold a shamanic drum journey tape, 15,000 out of my living room, because I zeroed in to a demand. There's a demand for things. You know, they say you got to go to the streets to find out what it is, because that's where the people's at. You know, why do big record companies want to know? They want to get one guy, you know, that knows the demand. You know, oh yeah, he knows what they want. Yeah, oh, he's with them. He does it. He knows what that is. You know, I'm an old, hunky Jewish man, you know, that doesn't know nothing about this rap music that's coming out right now. I just know about all of this, you know, other nice music with Frank Sinatra. And I made my million with Frank Sinatra. Right? But I don't know what this is, but I know they want it. I don't know how to make it happen. I'm a producer that produces Frank Sinatra. Oh, maybe I'll get one of those kids on the street to do it. They know that stuff. Hey, you want to do it? Yeah, I'll put some money behind you. Oh, okay. Right? And they get someone who knows what it is. It could be rock, it could be funk, it could be techno, new age, rave. They find somebody who knows that genre, who's really good, who's got the street smarts of it, who can also mold it into a little bit of a commercial kind of thing, you know, make it palatable for the radio. And they know that they can make a hit with that guy because he knows what that is. I don't know what that is, but he does. Let's let him do it. We'll even let him have his own company, subsidiary of Columbia. You know, because he knows what it is. It could be new age music, and I don't know what new age music is. Let's call Muruga and get some new age music. Producer. You got to get what you need. Dave Brubeck says, don't get anybody and try to change them. If you want to do goth or heavy metal or something like that, don't go get some guy that plays bossa nova and say, you know, can you get an amp? You know, you're just going to spin your wheels unless you're really a genius, you know, and you know that, you know, like that guy's sort of ready for it. And you might have new goth boss. Something like, you know what I mean? Because you're a producer. You have to see what is happening. I'll give you another example of a producer. I can't sing, so all my songs come out like a rap, and I wasn't trying to rap. My songs, not knowing how to sing, was coming out like a rap. You know, 1970, I'm going, gotta give up what you got, 'cause what you got is a little, who you are is a lot. You gotta let it go if you want to be free, 'cause the nature of the self is your destiny. You know, and I wrote that in 1970. You know, la-dee-da, la-dee-dee, you gotta let it go if you wanna be free. Say that you got it, but yet you want more, and you got all the money, and you're fighting the war. You build up the city, tear down the tree, well, they ain't run to heaven if you haven't naturally. Sounds like I got it, but yet I got none. Words are only words, just the music having fun. Creation is a flower, and my words are rather dumb, but they hear the voice of silence is the morning having fun. And it was coming out like that in 70. And I can't sing, but I just got this idea, you know, and my drum's going, my nada drum, that drum that I invented, through a biphase. And I put that on so many disco things, I don't even know which ones they are. They just brought me in and said, can you do that? You see, just that, right? A producer brought me in to just get the in 70, you know, way back and then, right? So I go to Donna Summers' producer. Now my friend, he don't know anybody. He just gets on the phone and pretends like he's somebody. Hi, my name is so-and-so, I represent Muruga. Right? Oh, okay, so he can name some of my names. Well, he played at Woodstock, Carnegie Hall with Dave Brubeck, blah, 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 John Lee Hooker and all that, rah, rah, rah. Oh, okay, well, we'll meet with you. I come over, and I have this stuff that I just recorded, you know, in the little 8-track studio, my buddies and I, and, you know, and me trying to sing, and it's a rap, it's not a rap even, it's not a singing, you know, something in between. And the guy goes to me, he says, that sounds like what's starting to happen out on the streets, that rap kind of stuff, and, you know, all of that kind of new genre. He says, it's good, but we can't let it happen yet. We can't let you happen yet. You have to wait another 5 years. Because, see, we spent millions of dollars making Donna Summers. And we got her going for this many years. And we need to get her milked for another 5. You know, it could have been, you know, by the time I was talking to this guy, it could have been about, actually, now, I had my drum in 70, this could be now, you know what, maybe around 78 or 9 or something like that. And he's saying, we gotta milk this, so we have to sort of like hold this new stuff back the best we can. So the style don't change, so we don't end up with a large inventory of millions of dollars spent behind it, and we can't sell it because you're changing the style. Right. You can't happen. You must know that that's what's out there. So I started my own company. You know, and I went in a completely another direction and sold 15,000 shamanic drum tapes with a guy who was a shaman and lived with him for 12 years, studied to be an apprentice, right? And then that led me to playing with Jerry Garcia and Merle Saunders and getting nominated for a Grammy album for something that I chased him for 2 years to talk him into the concept. He saw me do the shamanic drum album that I mentioned earlier, and I sold 15,000. So if you show someone you sell 15,000 in a local area, 10,000, they'll invest more money in you to go to the next level. And you as a producer need that investment somehow. If you're producing your own thing, you know. You don't have to be a producer for Columbia. You could be just a producer for you and your own label or your own company. And it starts from there because that's where you are. And it only can grow to somewhere else, right? So these rhythms are important, and these rhythms are in drum machines, and this is what's the basis behind the drumming, and the bass drum is a lot of times carrying the quarter notes. You know, 1, 2, 3. It's carrying that. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's usually the sock cymbal or the ride. Bam. And 2 and 4. Bam. Bam. Say when it's on a 1. It's on the 1. Get up on the downbeat. Get up. 1. 1 and 4 and 1 and that's getting up on the down. Down 1 back. The backbeat. the opposite of your one. One, back. It's in back of the one. It's the backbeat. Back. Back. An old jazz guy taught me, he says, you know, Springfield, Illinois, a little jazz bar in the middle of the 60s, 65, Springfield, Illinois. I was playing all of this stuff perfect. And the drummer comes up to me, say, man, he says, you know, we don't play it like that. I said, well, he said, you're too exact. You're too right. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, he says, it's just do that, you know, it doesn't have that soul. When you add that soul, it stretches it. What, something is on, something is rushing a little bit, but not speeding, but just intensifying, right? So this is on a one. This locks you. So I'll take a drum machine, and I'll quantize it so it's right on that quarter note. And I'll create my loop so that loop is exactly my thing. You know, like established how long I want it, and then I start playing my other things. So I may go into 8th note quantize, quarter note quantize, to 16th note quantize. You know, I might go into 42nd, or I might go into high, which is free. I could just play whatever I want. And each one of those quantized things is going to make these, if you quantize it, you know, in 6, it's going to get that triplet thing for you. So how to make a drum machine sound live in feeling, but still have that techno-y kind of thing that you want, you know, that electricity thing going at the same time. But then what is it that you want, you see? Still, you have to have a firm foundation of this. And today we're going to do, somebody wrote a rap. Who wrote it? Okay, come on up here. See, and musically, I purposely didn't prepare anything because I wanted to, come over here, I wanted to treat it as, well, you know, you meet, a producer might meet somebody, right? Say, you know, hi, how's it going? You know, okay, I like what you got, right? And then I got to get with you and start going, molding around you, not around my preconceived concept last night, right? Which I was going to do. But then I said, no, that's preconceived. You know, right? Okay, so what's the tempo of your rap? Now, when you're humming the drum beat, you know, to yourself, because you're a rap, what are you humming? Okay, but what's sort of like the feeling of the drum beat? You know, you're feeling something in your head? That you're singing the words to? Over?
Well, I got a tempo that,
yeah, okay.
that I'm used to.
Hum the tempo and you know the feeling of the beat. Clap the tempo. Let's hear the rap.
Hanging around the street, they call me Candy Boy. I don't carry no heat, they call me Candy Boy. I'm like, yeah, let me try to remember.
See, now watch. You want to be a producer, and I run into the same thing. We have this idea for a rap or something, but we don't have it memorized. Because we don't have it memorized, we can't spit it. Because we can't spit it, we can't play it in the time that we want and manipulate it how we want, right? So the first thing that we're all trying to do, you know, is to be free to do our thing. So the first thing you have to do is be free to rehearse it. You see, we're free to do what we want to do, but I have to be free enough to discipline myself. In other words, everybody can have it, but can you not have it? You know, in other words, you can have your free time, but can you take your free time away and like practice for 2, 3, 4 hours. You see, the first 5 years of my drumming career, I practiced between 5 and 10 hours a day. Period. Getting 3, 4 hours in school, because I had 2 music classes and 2 study halls, and I came before school, and I went to the music school class an hour after school, and just hung there because the drums were there, and some other drummers were there, you know, and so I would play some more. So an hour before school, I would go to the music room, right? And before I went to school, I practiced an hour or 2 in my garage. So I did an hour or 2 in my garage. When I saw that I was waking up, I couldn't wait to go and put my clothes on and wash, eat, and run into the garage to play. I wasn't going, oh man, I gotta get up, man, and go practice. I was like running there.
Donna, pull yourself together.